Good morning. And welcome to SAIT. But before we begin, I would like to acknowledge the land on which we're situated here today. We're located on the traditional territories of the Niitsitapi, the Blackfoot, of course, people of Treaty 7, which includes the Siksika, the Piikani, the Kainai, the Tsuut'ina, and Nakota of Bearspaw, Chiniki, and Goodstoney. We're situated as well in an area of the Blackfoot tribes traditionally called Mohkinstsis, where the Bow River meets the Elbow River. We now call it the City of Calgary, which is also home to the Métis Nation of Alberta. Trades play a critical role in Alberta's success, has for a long time. Skilled trades professionals help drive innovation, grow our economy, and I know create opportunity across the province. Minister Schow will share more about how government support is strengthening what is an essential sector. With that, please welcome Joseph Schow, Minister of Jobs, Economy, Trades, and Immigration, to the podium. Minister.
Well, thank you very much, Dr. Ross, for that warm introduction, and good morning, everyone, and welcome. I'm grateful to be with you today to announce the Alberta Jobs Strategy, our province's plan to take our economy and labor market to new heights. First, let me say a huge thank you to the Southern Alberta Institute of Technology for hosting us in their beautiful campus in this beautiful workshop here today. And of course, I want to extend our government's appreciation to Shauna Feth, President and CEO of the Alberta Chambers of Commerce, and Brad Perry, President and CEO of Calgary Economic Development, for being here today with us as well. Just a few days ago, on September 1st, we celebrated the 120th anniversary of Alberta becoming a province. Now, compared to other jurisdictions around the world, that may not seem like a long time. But unlike other places, here in Alberta, we don't compare ourselves based on how long we've been around, but what we have done with the time since we've been here. And in those short 120 years, we have set ourselves apart from the rest of the country and many parts of the world as a leader in technology and innovation, supported by a bright workforce coming from our post-secondary institutions like the students walking around campus here today. We've been a leader in agriculture with our farmers and our ranchers growing crops and feeding animals that in turn feed the rest of the country and in many other parts of the world. And of course, we are the energy hub of Canada, the engine that drives our country forward while directly and indirectly supporting hundreds of thousands of jobs, mortgage paying, grocery buying, sports fees supporting wages for families across Alberta. This is a legacy of Alberta. It dates back long before many of our families arrived here generations ago because they came here for opportunity. Heaven knows they didn't come here for the weather. And it is the future of Alberta, but only if we take action now to sustain our growth as a province and the incredible people who live here and work here. With that said, Alberta does not exist without its own obstacles. Increasing demand for skilled tradespeople and improving the productivity of our existing workforce. That is why the Alberta Jobs Strategy seeks to address these challenges and others by connecting employers with job seekers, improving skills training, helping Albertans advance their careers, and enabling the matching of workers with available jobs. This includes supporting youth and adults to be successful, whether entering, re-entering, or transitioning within the workforce, and enhancing access to relevant training, labor market information, and employment opportunities. The Alberta Job Strategy represents a collaborative effort of government and employers to address Alberta's immediate and long-term workforce needs. By working together to build on existing programs, we ensure a coordinated response to the changing job market. Alberta's government is investing over $26 billion in capital projects over the next 3 years, Nationally, there's also the potential for major infrastructure projects to emerge. As these possibilities develop and technological advancements continue to reshape the work, Alberta's government must act now to help prepare the province's workforce for the demands of tomorrow. The Alberta Job Strategy will focus on several key areas, including career readiness, through training, support, and access to information to help ensure Albertans have the technical and soft skills to adapt and thrive in the workforce. Removing barriers to improve access to education, training, and employment for all Albertans, unlocking our province's full potential. And having an employer focus where we will collaborate more closely with employers to inform our decision-making, improve the relevance and responsiveness of programs, and support more effectively alignment between labor supply and demand. And further, we will be rolling out some initiatives focused on helping youth connect with employment, along with more to be announced later this month. Former Premier of the Northwest Territories, Frederick Coltain, dreamed of a powerful province in the West that would be the largest province and the most powerful province in the greatest and most glorious country the world had ever seen. I believe here in Alberta, we have become exactly that. And the Alberta Job Strategy is the next step in building a stronger, more resilient economy for all Albertans, one that is prepared for the challenges of today and tomorrow. It builds on our highly educated, skilled, and diverse workforce, a world-class education system, and a thriving business environment. All of this is on display here at SAIT and with other partners like Calgary Economic Development and with the Alberta Chambers of Commerce. I am looking forward to sharing more with everyone in the coming announcements later this month, and can't wait to see how this strategy supports and strengthens our province's people and the businesses for the future. Thank you very much, and I will now turn the microphone over to Brad Perry.
Okay, there's not many times that I've got to use an apple box. Anyways, good morning, and thank you, Minister Schow. Appreciate that. Our province has long been known as a place of opportunity, a place where you can build a life. But you know what? Opportunity does not happen by accident. It's built through smart investments in people, partnerships, and programs that help us adapt to change and build resiliency. The Alberta Job Strategy is exactly that kind of investment. It's a strong commitment to building a workforce that's skilled, inclusive, and ready for the demands of the changing economy. Our workforce is evolving rapidly. Digital transformation, global uncertainty, shifting demographics are reshaping our job markets. In our work to attract companies and capital to the Calgary region, we hear one question all the time, consistently impacts their decisions, which is, what will make it you come here to our great city and our great region? And that question is, do you have the people that we need to grow and scale? Investors want confidence that we have the workforce they need. They want to be globally competitive, but not just for today, but for decades to come. The good news is, our answer is yes. Yes, we do have the talent. We have a uniquely skilled, productive, young workforce. We have post-secondary institutions like SAIT that can not only support, but develop the necessary workforce. But we also know that a strategic plan like the one announced today, we can unlock even more potential, creating new career pathways, opportunities, and more for Albertans. It means we can connect job seekers to the right training and employers to the right talent. It also means we can identify and remove barriers that underrepresented groups face, so everyone has access to a meaningful career. And it means more people can contribute to our economy, become more innovative, more adaptive, and we can be better prepared for our future. But we know we can't do this by ourselves. Economic development is a team sport. It takes governments, post-secondaries, civic institutions, employers, industry, all coming together to identify the gaps, unlock new opportunities, and ensure that Albertans have a path to shape our economy. We're encouraged to see the job strategy take action in this collaborative approach today, the outline of a purposeful path forward for our province, our region, and our city. And we want to remain the destination where people can build a meaningful life and a livelihood. Thank you very much. And I'd like now to introduce Shauna Feth, the President and CEO of the Alberta Chambers. Thank you.
Thanks, Brad, and thanks, Minister, for inviting me, and thank you, Dr. Ross, for hosting us. It's fantastic. So Alberta's business community welcomes the Alberta Jobs Strategy and its focus on aligning skills development and career pathways with economic opportunity. The data underscores the urgency of strengthening these connections. Our Alberta Perspectives research found nearly half of employers facing staffing shortages, with 2/3 reporting direct impacts on production and sales. Meanwhile, too many Albertans remain unemployed or underemployed, including young people, newcomers, Indigenous people, and others facing barriers. Our province's prosperity depends on connecting Albertans with clear pathways into jobs and careers, while giving businesses access to the talent they need to compete, expand, and thrive. The job strategy meets these challenges head-on through its 4 pillars of building career awareness, strengthening readiness, reducing barriers, and ensuring employer-driven alignment. This practical, forward-looking approach supports informed career choices and curriculum design and introduces employer-led systems businesses can use. The goal is shared prosperity that requires both vision and adaptability. Alberta's economy is not static. Emerging technologies, longer working lives, and shifts in global trade will reshape labor markets. A strategy that can evolve is essential. That's why we commend the government's collaborative approach in this developing strategy. The Talent Development Task Force, co-chaired by the Alberta Chambers of Commerce, alongside the Alberta Post-Secondary Network, demonstrates how collaboration can advance strong solutions. Together, along with other efforts, including the Foreign Credential Advisory Committee and the K-12 Career Education Task Force, this work is directly contributed. I'm very pleased to be here with Dr. David Ross, who launched the task force as my co-chair. Many partners will be involved in moving it forward, and I want to highlight the role of our local chambers across the province of Alberta. From major cities to rural communities, these are the voice of business on the ground, ensuring the diversity of Alberta's economy is represented. Their contributions and their members are essential to building a resilient workforce and to sustaining a broadening prosperity in this province. With this strategy, Alberta has taken a step forward to a stronger, more competitive economy where opportunity is open to all. Thank you.
Well, first of all, let me take the opportunity to thank all of our speakers, Minister Schow, for your announcement today. I think it's great news, and I think it's important news. To Brad Perry with our partners from Calgary Economic Development, and to Shauna Feth with the Alberta Chambers, outstanding examples of how we build talent in this problem through collaboration and through partnership. There's very little we can do as separate entities to not come out with the best result. And to have these people here today working and be seen to be working together to solve the ongoing challenges, finding the right talent in the right place at the right time, I think is so critical to the future of this province and the continued economic opportunities that we enjoy. With that, I'm now going to pass it over to the team for a question and answer session. Please.
Perfect. Thank you, everyone. Thank you to our speakers. We'll start with questions here in the room. There is a microphone there behind the cameras. If you can start with your name and outlet, we'll do one question and one follow-up.
Hi, my name is Phoenix with City News. This question is for Minister Schow, if you don't mind. $26 billion, sir, over 3 years. The biggest problem, as you know, is youth unemployment. And providing programs to this group is one thing, but having the financial ability to access these programs is indeed another. The question is, will that $26 billion over the next 3 years be aiding individuals' access to these programs?
Well, thank you very much for the question. The $26 billion that I referenced is with regards to the investments in the infrastructure programs that we're looking at here in the province. But I wouldn't want to go ahead and scoop an announcement we have coming forward in the next couple of weeks here. But what I can say is that as a province, we understand that getting youth into the workforce is essential. Getting them that first job, that opportunity to learn the skills that are very important for future employment. And so we will be making direct investments in youth employment to reduce that youth unemployment rate and make sure that the future of Alberta is safe with a strong workforce that is well trained and getting into the workforce early.
And any follow-up? You're good. Okay, any other questions here in the room before we jump to the phones? All right, operator, can you put through our first caller, please?
Your first question is from the line of Catherine Garkosi from Alberta. Please go ahead.
Yeah, good morning, Minister. So I'm casting my mind back to 2021 when there was this Alberta 2030 Building Skills for Jobs strategy, and I'm wondering how today's announcement will be different, how this strategy will interact and work with that strategy that was announced in 2021.
Well, thank you for the question, Catherine. Well, 2021 was a lifetime ago. And as we're seeing technology and advancements emerge by the day, we as a province need to prepare ourselves for the workforce demands of tomorrow. And so this job strategy and the purpose of this announcement today is to inform the public that as a government, we are collaborating together across ministries to address these challenges and to meet them head on. And so I think what we're doing here is really laying out a framework that all of my colleagues understand is important in their own ministries, and the Premier's also, with the Premier's direction, that for Alberta to continue to be this province of opportunity, the place where people will continue to flock to for opportunity of employment and advancement, we have to act as a government now. And so more advancements, or rather more announcements, will be coming later this month. But I'm very excited about this announcement today with the job strategy, because we are putting the wheels in motion to keep Alberta as a premier destination to live, to work, and to invest in.
Any follow-up, Catherine?
Yeah, can you give me a sense of how many post-secondary seats implementing the strategy will require?
That's not something that I'd be able to answer today, but what I can say is being here today at SAIT with Dr. Ross is a perfect example of how we are collaborating with our post-secondaries in the province of Alberta. They have done a tremendous job in working with industry to educate the future workforce on emerging technologies. I mean, this workshop that we're in today is an incredible, great example of the new technologies that are being taught and the skills that are being taught, preparing the workforce of tomorrow.
Perfect. And operator, can you put through our next caller?
Your next question is from the line of Jack Farrell from the Canadian Press. Please go ahead. Hey, also have questions for the minister. I'm hoping you can kind of just explain to me a little bit better exactly what the strategy is, because like listening to your introduction there and kind of flipping through the strategy now, it seems to me like the strategy is like kind of just like a big tent, and you guys are pulling all existing government programs under the strategy, and there's not a ton like new initiatives coming out of it. Like, is that the right interpretation there, or how would you explain it?
Well, thank you for the question, Jack. I would say it's quite the opposite. This is announcing a framework for me and my colleagues as a government, with many more announcements to come from me and my colleagues. In particular, the Ministry of Jobs, Economy, Trade and Immigration will be outlining the initiatives we're taking later this month, particularly as it relates to getting youth into the workforce early to address the youth unemployment rate in Alberta. Also looking at how we're going to continue to invest directly with secondaries and making sure that they're continuing to develop the workforce for tomorrow. Also, we have the Chamber of Commerce here today, making sure that we're working with them to better understand the labor landscape and the markets that we're going to be facing as we move into the future. So more announcements to come, but I think it's important to note that this is really a framework that all of me and that all of my colleagues and I will be working with to ensure that we're preparing the workforce for tomorrow, and Alberta will remain that incredible place to live, to work, and to invest. But I also want to mention something that was noted earlier, that this really is a team sport. And it's not just government. We are collaborating with our post-secondaries, with industry, and I think that there is some great news ahead, and I look forward to those announcements, so stay tuned.
And any follow-up, Jack?
Yeah, so one of the things I'm reading on page 27 of the strategy, one of the actions here, it says, consider the recommendations from the Foreign Credential Advisory Committee. I have been patiently waiting for that committee's report, and I had asked your department about it almost 2 months ago now, or a little over 2 months ago. I'm hoping you can kind of just really take me through what recommendations are being considered, and kind of how quickly we can see some action from that committee's recommendations.
Jack, I'll just say briefly, I appreciate your patience and stay tuned.
Perfect. Operator, put through our next caller.
We don't have any other questions on the line right now. Thank you.
Perfect. Thank you, everyone. That wraps up today's announcement.
Thank you very much.